What is up, everybody? This is Zacharias. We're back with more of Avernum 2 Crystal Souls. We are finally at the town of Fort Dranlon, so let's go in. When you step on the stone pad, a gentle chime sounds. A guard peers through a window and sees you. You hear someone muttering a passphrase. After a brief pause, slender gaps appear in the magical barriers. The walls of Fort Dranlon are a formidable sight. They are scorched, stained, and studded with vicious-looking spikes. There are glowing glyphs etched in the cave floor at regular intervals, traps to slow and sear attackers. Every surface has been scorched by spells, run by warriors from both sides. You know, Fort Dranlon was pretty badly tore up from the Flith Wars. It was very impressive that they're still standing with the Empire War going on now. Okay, so nothing really on the outside here. Fort Dranlon is a grim place, the battered front line for Avernum in a long series of vicious wars. The walls show signs of having been blasted, patched, torn down, and rebuilt many times. This passage leads into the core of the fort. Arrow slits face into the passage and lines of ominous symbols stretch across the floor. If you were an enemy, these magical traps would give you a very bad day. Indeed. Okay, good thing we found a quartermaster so we can sell our stuff now. The counter is being polished by a middle-aged, heavy-set man with short, black hair and a neat mustache. He shakes your hand. I'm George, quartermaster. We only have supplies for soldiers, but I guess you are one, so you're in luck. In this room, I'm in charge. What do you do for the fort? I take care of our supplies, such as they are. Plus, I run the commissary. What is a quartermaster? I keep track of our supplies, armor, weapons, food, all the good stuff everyone feels entitled to. We don't get much up here, but I make sure it's enough to function. Tell me about the commissary. He points behind the counter. There are some supplies here for what few soldiers we get passing through. You can buy stuff if you want. We need the money for petty cash, believe it or not. We also have rations. This is all we got, and we wouldn't have that but for the cash. Get many warriors coming through? Too much Empire activity. They stay away from here. Wise move. Cash? Empire supply cache. They got them all around here. Fresh supplies, teleported from the surface. We don't find many of them, but we grab one occasionally. I will watch out for their caches. It probably won't do you any good. They've started magically locking them up. Until we capture one of their soldiers and get the password out of him, they're locked up tight. George continues to polish the counter. You notice that his black hair has a light brown streak at the front. I would like to buy something. Fort Dranlon can spare very little and it insists on a dear price for what it is willing to sell. Okay, so more meager supplies here if you need them. I would like to sell something, but we can give you more. Any supplies you're short on? Wine. The troops here really need it. Wine is about the only vacation that the troops here get. Nothing fancy, just the cheap stuff. I'll give you 20 coins a jug. I don't need anything. That's what every quartermaster longs to hear. Good luck to you. Okay, we could give more jugs right now, but I do kind of want to give the maximum. I kind of forgot what it is at this point. This mage can't seem to stop moving. Exhausted as she is, she still moves from barrier to barrier and wall to wall, looking for broken defenses to repair. Finally, she takes a break. She turns to you. Welcome. I'm Wendy. I'm a mage here. Tell me about your defenses. She stifles a yawn. Good, solid rock walls, plugged up with magic barriers when we need to. I can make the barriers, not many can. I like to learn to make barriers. Really? Well, it's a specialty. Takes years to learn. Much easier to smash them down. That's just a way of life, isn't it? Do you know how to dispel the barriers? I do, but I'm not allowed to share the secret. Commander Meyerwin is. You'll have to talk to her. Wendy continues to pace about restively, watching for places where she can reinforce support's defenses. She struggles to stay standing. You wonder how long it's been since she slept. You seem busy. Just working the barriers. Needs doing. What are the barriers for? Walls take time to repair, and Empire mages hit us with fireballs all the time. They're much worse than the Sliths. Sliths? That's who we mostly fought before the Empire came down here. Well, that's what Fort Dranlon fought before the Empire came. I wasn't here. I was with the Scimitar. Who are the Scimitar? He smiles proudly. Underground warriors against the Empire, back when their agents among us were covert. We fight with the army now, mostly doing stealthy stuff. But when one of us is needed somewhere, we go. She claps you on the shoulder. We're all in this together. What happened to the Scimitar? We were based in the Abyss. Then the Empire took over the Abyss and, for the most part, destroyed it. We stopped being hidden then. We came out and joined Avernum openly. Do you ever wish you weren't just cooped up in this fort? Do you ever want to go out on missions again? She sighs. Yes, I do. In the old days, I could slip into a secret Empire installation, kill 5 of them, and leave with them being none the wiser. Being on the defensive is killing me. I have some great skills. Then, why don't you join me? She sighs. It's a good offer, but I have a duty here. If Fort Dranlon falls, so does the Eastern Gallery. Thanks, but I have to stay. She regretfully returns to work. She was, I'm pretty sure, was one of the characters in the original Avernum 2 that you could recruit if you had an empty slot in your party. But that's not possible now, unfortunately. When you step on the stone pad, a gentle chime sounds. A guard peers through a window and sees you. You hear someone muttering a passphrase. After a brief pause, slender gaps appear in the magical barriers. There is an old pale mage by the north wall of the fort. He is directing energy into a magical barrier, carefully building it with raw energy until it blocks a hole in the wall. You watch his work for a while, impressed by the care and concentration his craft requires. When the barrier is stable, he turns around. He says, I'm Postal Wait. I can only speak with you briefly, visitor. My energy is low and more holes must be filled. Are you the mage for Fort Dranlon? He scratches his neck. No. Well, one of them, I guess. I do help defend the fort, as you see. When the war came, I wanted to be useful. I don't want to be out here, but I will help. Where are you from? From Katra. It is gone now. It was destroyed. I taught magic there. Do you still teach magic? Yes, I still do. Sometimes. There are spells you can buy from me if you're interested. Simple ones. Postal Wait concentrate on the magical barrier to the north as he speaks with you. He occasionally raises his fingers and directs a faint flow of blue energy into the field. Then he steps back and inspects his work. I like to learn any spells he can teach me. Postal Wait will only take the time to train soldiers. For fellow warriors, his prices are very reasonable. Ooh, we can also learn Summon Aid here. Alright, so we were able to buy out all those. I want to know more about Katra. I can imagine. Horrible. Looters by the score. I hear. One of my friends lost everything he owned. All of it valuable. Almost all of it stolen by now. For sure. Almost. Why almost? He had a pair of boots. They were very strong, made of drakeskin, but they looked worthless. The looters won't have a clue of their true worth. They're probably still out there somewhere in the mounds of debris around the town. You take note of this. Oh, okay. So we should go ahead and search that debris. How do you create magical barriers? Can you teach me? I'm afraid not. It takes years to learn how to control and balance the energies. Learning to create a magical barrier is a mage's career in itself. Can you teach me how to take down a barrier? No, he says coldly. Of course not. If everyone knew how to destroy them, what use would I be? Commander Meyerwin once taught people how to destroy barriers, and she was thoroughly reprimanded for it. She won't do that again. She won't do that again. Do you think she might teach me? She might. I hope not. Only she can say. Okay, looks like we have a room here, or a barracks. This only contains soldiers in them, though. Ooh, we can take those coins, at least. Commander Meyerwin takes and reads the letter. What? Silvar wants more boats? We can't give them what we don't have. They should be helping us. I'll send them a nasty letter back. He tips you some coins for your help. There was a small, beautiful woman with long, curly brown hair sitting behind the desk. She has standard army mage gear, simple, thick robes, and a carved cavewood staff. She nods to you and grins. So, the mighty heroes who destroy the barrier come out to their miserable corner of the war. I'm Commander Meyerwin. Welcome to Fort Dranlon. I had a terrible time getting out here. Empire troops everywhere. Tell me about it. We get hit by raids from the west all the time. They come by sea, flying over the water, on boats. It's a constant trial. Are you in charge of this fort? Her smile falls a notch or two. Yes, I run this fort. It's a pretty bleak position, but an important one. It seems to have known better days. Not many of them. Fort Dranlon has been here since the first days of Avernum. We're always the first to be attacked and the last to be relieved. How have things been bleak? The Empire's been hammering us non-stop for months. The Vonatai barrier didn't help things, and adventurers rarely come here anymore. Why do you think the Empire's been targeting you? Because we are here. We're closest to them. We're next. The nearest city to us was Katra, and that's destroyed. Now our supplies have to come all the way from Silvar, which makes us vulnerable. At least our defenses are still strong for now. Tell me about Katra. She sighs. Nasty business, that. A tragedy. We were put here, in part, to protect Katra. The raiders that destroy the place approach by water, bypassing us completely. It's just a ruin now, the loveliest city in Avernum. But we'll keep it from happening again. Mark my words. Commander Meyerwin grins. Is there anything else I can help you with? It's not often that we get heroes out here at Fort Dranlon. What Empire forces are nearby? Her smile disappears entirely. There's no shortage. And when the Vonatai barrier was up, it was just us versus them. 3 full Empire garrisons and the tower, and we still endured. The Empire has a tower near here? It appeared a few months ago, almost overnight, upriver to the north. It's run by a mage named Eldoran, and it's been a base for many a nasty raid. It's an important place, though. If someone could hit it hard, it'd really stick it to the Empire. How did the fort appear so quickly? Wizardry? There aren't many Empire soldiers down here. 1,000? 2? I don't know, but a lot of them are wizards. A good mage can do the work of 100 soldiers. It's one of the reasons we've had such a hard time fighting them. Get many visitors? Not anymore. Used to be, there were always adventurers coming through here, doing missions for us or stopping to rest before heading north to hunt giants. Great help. Now I can rarely get anyone to do missions, even though I offered good bribes. You bribe adventurers? You know many mercenaries who'd work for free? I used to reward adventurers by teaching them to dispel barrier. Very useful. I'm not allowed to teach dispel barrier to civilians anymore. I can only offer gold and a good word to the government for those that do missions. Could you bend the rules and teach me to dispel barriers? Sorry, it's a powerful spell nowadays and we're not allowed to teach it anymore. He leans close to you. But I hear someone in Fort Emerald is being a little loose with it. You should try there. Well, I'd be interested in doing a mission for you. Really? Well, I have a dangerous job. To the north of here is an Empire tower filled with mages, led by an archmage named Eldoran. We need him dead and have been trying to find a small band to infiltrate his tower and slay him. It's in the swamps, a short boat ride to the north. Be wary though, Eldoran is a real bother, a true servant of the Empire. I hate him. Okay, so now we have to quest to kill Eldoran now. There is a small blonde woman working in the infirmary. She's cleaning the beds and preparing bandages, getting ready for the next Empire attack. Her clothes are stained and she looks very tired. She must be a refugee. She looks up at you sadly. Greetings, friends. My name is Nance, refugee from Katra. Why are you here? I thought most of the refugees went east. They did. I got turned around in the confusion, foolishness, and misfortune. There aren't many refugees here. Even in the chaos of the attack on Katra, most people realized that west was not the correct direction to go. Nance maintains the infirmary. She sometimes takes a brief rest, sitting down and staring sadly at the wall. How do you keep busy here? She shakes her head. I mourn my losses. I was at Katra when it was attacked. I lost everything. Everything. Like what? Please, leave me alone with my grief. I met someone in Silvar. Her name is Elspeth. She was looking for you. A look of profound relief crosses her face. If you see Elspeth again, tell her that I'm here, and I'll get back to her as soon as I can. The small shrine shows signs of frequent visitation. The neon paths have been worn threadbare by the beleaguered soldiers of Fort Dranlon. There is a dignified woman praying at this humble altar. Her long, dark hair contrasts sharply with her snowy white robes. She stands to welcome you. I am Caitlin, healer of the fort. Sorry to intrude while you're praying. It is fine. I am always saying prayers for the future, for the lost, for forgiveness of for our own acts. But my regular work is healing. What else do you pray for? For peace for those who have died, on both sides, and for the Sliss. What's happened with the Sliss? He looks sad. Poor creatures. First they were devastated when they lost the war against us. Now the Empire hunts them for sport. They are an old, dignified race. They deserve better. Caitlin says, how else may I assist you? It doesn't take much observation to tell that she is very tired. You are a healer? Yes, and my work never ends in a place like this. It is rare for me to have a quiet moment like this one, when I can rest, meditate, and teach my rituals to others. Sometimes I can even make potions in my workshop to the north. Do you make healing potions? Yes, but only for the soldiers stationed here. We don't have many. Gray mold is in very short supply. Gray mold? Do you know where to get gray mold? She looks angry. I'm not supposed to say. The knowledge is too secret to tell the people who need it. Of course, I am allowed to mention that if you took a boat down the river to the west and rowed a ways north, the view is excellent. It's especially nice at the headwaters of a certain river, as I mentioned. To the west a ways and then north. You never know what you might find. I would like to learn. Okay. Caitlin can teach you a few effective healing and blessing rituals. Okay, so now we learned domination, and we'll have to improve both domination and sanctification ritual when we get the chance. I don't need to learn anything. We all need to learn, but who am I to judge? Safe travels to you. You find a tiny cramped office tucked in next to the barracks. There is a neatly dressed ferret-faced man hunched behind this desk. He looks you up and down. I'm O'Rourke. You wait for him to elaborate. He does not. What are you doing here? I'm an Avernite agent out here on the front. These are the front lines? Such as they are. With Katra destroyed, we're less of a front and more an island. I didn't realize Avernum had secret agents. Well, I'm supposed to be doing covert work and such, but stepping outside this fort, it's a sure way to invite quick death. Unfortunate. There is a serious matter that needs taken up with the Giants. Can the Giants ever be our allies? I doubt it. The filaments of Zerakai, despite our differences in the past, are intelligent, cunning creatures. They will work with humans when they see a reason to. Giants and ogres are dumb, violent, and quick to anger. Every time we've tried to deal with them, it's led to disaster. Perhaps I can help with the Giants? The Empire is no more fond of the Giants than us, and has driven them into the caverns to the north. I have a quest regarding them with rich reward if you can complete it. I am intrigued. Continue. Giants we've questioned have said that they have 3 icons, very ancient, made of a strange gray stone. They're owned by giants living in warrens to the north. We'd like to get them, both to examine them and to break giant morale. Bring them to me and be rewarded. O'Rourke watches you silently. What sort of special powers do the giants' icons have? Well, I can't tell you. You wouldn't be authorized to be told even if I did know, which I don't. I can, however, tell you my unsubstantiated guesses. I think it has something to do with the material they're made of, some sort of unusual metal. Okay, here we just have a storeroom with a guard. The guards of Fort Dranlon are some of the toughest, most battle-hardened warriors in Avernum. Whenever there is a war, this fort is always on the front. That is why it is so heartening that you receive such a warm welcome. Every one of them has heard of your exploits, and they are eager to trade tales of battle with you. You receive many offers of drinks and company. Eventually, with some effort, you get away. It is pretty cool to see Myrwin return as commander of Fort Dranlon, though I wonder what happened to Rosie. Maybe she's out fighting on as we speak, or maybe she passed away. Either way, that would be rather unfortunate if she died. But yeah, we are definitely going to have to come back to Katra and avenge it later. You pick through the abandoned possessions. As you do, you remember what you were told in Fort Dranlon and watch for a pair of worn leather boots. Indeed, you find something that matches the description you were given. You're not surprised that none of the looters took them. They look worthless. Forager's boots. Okay, that is actually really good. Boost to cave lore and a boost to first aid. We'll take it. Let's talk to Elspeth back in Silvar now. Since we found Nance. Already checked on the refugees, I think. I found Nance. She's alive, well, and in Fort Dranlon. When Elspeth hears the news, she is nearly overwhelmed with relief. I'll go there as soon as I can. And thanks, something I saved from my shop when I was fleeing Katra. She points at a dusty shield leaning in the corner. Feel free to take that, and thanks. It will be a long time until it's safe for me to go up there and find her, but at least I know that she is safe. Curse the Empire will ever stop toying with our lives. Bonus to hardiness, and ooh, that's very good. Although the only one that can wear a shield is definitely going to be Serafina, and she doesn't really have a use for hardiness. So we can go ahead and sell that. Island Lights. The Avernum army is still trying to locate the source of the Empire force that destroyed Katra. Lights have been sighted on an island south of Katra. Captain Arlen will pay a bounty to anyone who can explore this island and see if any enemy forces are hidden there. That's a good reward, although better to sell that since Serafina is the only one that's going to wear a shield, but she doesn't have a use for a. Okay, so we have quite a few quests here right now. But we are going to do this one, Island Life. Island south of Katra. Okay. Oh, this is definitely a secret Empire fort. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here, but I will see you all soon with the next part of Let's Play.